Alright, hello my little paw champs, how's it going everybody? Hope you all having a wonderful day. I'm going to make a short video going over, first of all, just a brief overview of Yoimiya, you know, her kit. Not really going to go over her constellations because, let's be honest, 99% of people aren't going to be getting constellations, so let's just not even worry about that. And let's just go over, like, best in slot weapons for free to play and all that, but mostly it's going to be focused on just an overview and then a team comp, good team comps to pair with her. So let's first, I don't own her sadly, but let's just go over her weapon that she has here. Right now she has the 5-star weapon, you know, most likely not going to be able to get this, so let's not worry about that. This is mostly focused on free to play stuff. So the best weapon for here, if you're free to play, would probably be Rust. A lot of people should have Rust by now, and if not, then just go for the, I believe there's an attack speed bow that increases attack speed. That might be the best one that you can craft, but I'll look at that in a minute. Let's go over to artifacts. Now, she already has basically her, in my opinion, best artifact set that we have right now. You're gonna want to go with Xinyan's Reminiscence. Probably said that wrong, oh well. But the thing about it is that she's focused on mostly her basic attacks. So this is what we want. It's gonna empower her basic attacks just like we want it. So first 2-piece set is attack percent by 18%. And the second one is the one where you pop your first ability, it will drain your ultimate a little bit by 15 energy, but it'll give you a disgusting 50% damage bonus to basic attacks. Basic charge and plunge attacks, which she's all about basic attacks. And then luckily, if we go over to talents, we go over to her first ability, the Niwabi Fire Dance, that enhances her basic attacks by 155.8% of normal attack damage. So we're getting in some disgusting territory, and the duration is exactly 10 seconds, which is exactly what that's the, if you remember correctly, go back to artifacts, that's exactly what the Reminiscence set is, 10 seconds long. So that's perfect. Next, we're gonna go over to her ult. Now, the best thing about this is that her ult's only a 60 charge, so you get it fairly quickly, but it's also not, I don't think anyone would consider it god tier by any means. I feel like the best aspect of it is just the initial explosion whenever you pop it. See, we have, I believe the skill damage is 204%, and that's the first popping of it. That's the highest percent out of all the percentages. And that's like the best part of it, but mostly whenever you have this, you're supposed to switch characters in order to keep triggering its explosion damage of 195%. But right now we're just focusing on her as a main DPS, which means that you're gonna not be relying on this, which means you don't need it. You're just gonna be relying on her first ability and triggering the artifact set. Next we have Tricks of the Troublemaker. During the first ability, shots of Yoimiya's normal attacks will increase her pyro damage bonus by 2% on hit. This effect lasts for 3 seconds and can stack a maximum of 10 stacks. See, we're stacking damage now with her basic attacks and the first ability. It's like she's completely evolving around that. Next we have Summer Night's Dawn. Using Ryukin Saxifrag. God, all these weird names. Causes nearby party members, not including Yoimiya, to gain 10% attack increase for 15 seconds. Additionally, a further attack bonus will be added on based on the number of tricks on the Troublemaker. Stacks of Yoimiya possessed when the Ryukin Saxifrag. Each stack increases the attack bonus by 1%. So this helps if you're trying to run her in a support comp. And then this is really nice if you like building stuff in the other world. The teapot, Serenity Teapot. So now that we have a quick overview of her abilities and we understand that she's basically based around her E ability and her basic attacks, we're gonna want, and in the showcase they already have like a really good thing. We're gonna want like high crit and crit damage, obviously, and and she already has a pyro damage built in, I believe, because that's the only way we're getting it here. Or maybe that's probably from the cup, actually. Let's see if they actually... Okay, we can't see. Can we check here? Okay, let's assume... I don't think she actually runs with pyro damage. I'm assuming that's her cup. Actually didn't do her dirty and give her some, like, Geo cup or some garbage artifact sets or whatever. But now that we have an overview of everything about her, let's just go over how to play her. So it's not rocket science or anything. So you're gonna want to save. You're gonna want to save your E until you have enough to pop it. Pop your ability. And this is taking forever. I'll probably pop it now. I just want to make sure it's safe. Alright, see, now we have half. We know it's gonna get it. See, it drained it a little bit, and look at our, look how much we're hitting. That's a 6,000, that's 1,000, 13,000, 18,000, 10,000, 14. Like, it's pretty insane. And here's what I'm talking about the ult. See that explosion, and then it's basically useless now. And if you wanted to, you can just pop this like whenever you wanted to. See, look, we got a bunch of energy here. All right, let's not die. Let me pop our ult. Ooh. And then also the good thing is we have a Xingling, so we can pop our ult here, and we can stick it back, switch back, and we can get ult charge, so we can pop our E. Pop that to get that explosion. And if you switch, you'll be able to see, like when I hit her, see like an explosion. It's every 2 seconds, so it's not the greatest thing. You have to take a minute, or you have to keep hitting. So she can be used for support, but it's mostly for, but like she's mostly built around her E and damage. Let's try it. Let's do a little more. See, we pop this, get our bonuses up. We can throw out gold, throw out her ult. Keep going off. Pop our ult. And we should be able to get energy back. Yeah, before our thing comes back. There we go. Pop that. Get our damage buff from the passive. Look, we got our ult again. We can pop it. Oh, never mind. Got it too fast. Pop this. Now we can switch. Pop our ult here. Switch back so we can get some ult charge. Make sure we always have our buff up. We'll dodge that.
Here come the fireworks.
This is basically going to be your sort of rotation when using her. Now let me get out of here. Talk about some good team comps to use her in. Because she's based off of her artifact set, which is the one that they had, the reminiscence or whatever, that gives you a damage bonus by 50% whenever you pop your first ability, and it takes 15 energy from your ultimate to use. Because of that, we're gonna always want to have her paired with either a pyro or a battery to keep her energy up. And if we do that, then we can spam her ultimate and also be able to keep her artifact set up, so we can have her E hitting disgusting, humongous amounts of damage. So who would be good with that? Really, Yanfei. You can pair, if you have a good Yanfei build, you can pair Yanfei with her and have Yoimiya as like a main DPS and then Yanfei as a secondary. Next we can use Kazuha because he's just a really good battery anyway. Sayu, I haven't really ran Sayu a lot, but she's Animo, so Animos typically have good battery capabilities. Talk about Tartaglia in a second. But we can use Xinyan if you're having trouble and you just want to maximize your DPS. You can use Xinyan simply to keep your pyro energy coming in. Gives you that 20% damage bonus because you're running 2 pyros, and it also protects you so you don't have to dodge and interrupt your attack chain, which makes you have less damage overall. Next we have Klee. You can run, since Yoimiya has that, you know, passive that allows her to give a damage bonus to her teammates when she's not in use, and her ultimate also helps with teammates, you can use her as a support, and you can run her with maybe Klee or Diluc as a support to just empower them. But overall, if you're gonna run Klee or Diluc, normally, typically, God, I can't talk. You're gonna run them with Bennett, just because Bennett does everything. And same thing, you can run Yoimiya with Bennett, just because Bennett does damage bonus. Its pyro gives you the pyro bonus, gives you healing, and gives you the particles so you can keep your passive going, or your energy up so you can use your artifact set that's best paired with her. Xingling, you already saw her. She's pretty good with Yoimiya. When she's free, you can have bonus damage, and you can have the battery capabilities with Xingling, and you have the bonus damage of 20%. Then we get over here to Xingqi. I can never say his name, but he's really good too, because we get that elemental reaction going, and it works perfectly paired with Yoimiya's first ability, because you have the water always applying the wetness effect, and you have the fire that's igniting it, and it gives you that elemental reaction that does the most damage in the game, and it's freaking disgusting. So of course he's good with everyone, and he's still good here. You can also run a Chongyun if you just want to go with the bonus attack speed that he gives. Actually, let me check real quick. Sword field. Oh no, he doesn't give a bonus attack speed because she's a bow. Never mind. So don't use Chongyun. I guess you can run Noelle. I mean, Noelle you can just run with a shield. Let's see. Anyone really missing? Beidou's pretty good, just because you can hot swap, and you can pop the ult with her and have the same thing going with Xingqi, just like a weaker version. Because Xingqui has just the best damage overall. The support. Official. Let's see. Venti, disgusting. Venti's like every team comp still. Venti's amazing. You can have Rosaria if you're trying to get your numbers up. She can, since she's ice, she also, I believe she has the same reaction as Hydro, so it has the same damage number. It's melt, I want to say, but I don't play this game a trillion hours a day. I don't memorize everything. But Rosaria would be really good just because you can actually get your crit chance up, or your crit rate up for Yoimiya. If you're low on your crit rate and you have a high crit damage, then you can crit more, so it increases your damage numbers overall. Then we get to somebody like Xiangling. It's gonna be good. And Mona, it's gonna be good on everyone. I think that's Sucrose. Sucrose will be good as a battery, just because if you have her first ability on her constellations, if you have this one that gives you an additional charge, it lets you be able to stun the enemies more, and also battery up Yoimiya, so she always has her 15 energy to use. Now, a special case I want to talk about is Tartaglia. So Tartaglia is really nice, just because these two are both based on their first ability hitting to do a lot of their damage. Now, Tartaglia also has a disgustingly humongous, like the hardest scaling ultimate in the entire game, but where I think he shines the most and he's most enjoyable is his Foul Legacy Raging Tide. And the thing with that is, the longer you switch to it and the longer you use it, the longer the cooldown is for it. So if you use it, the max duration cooldown is like 45 seconds. Yeah, 45 max cooldown. So it's kind of nasty, like in a bad sense. It's not very nice if you end up hitting there. But a nice thing to come in is you pop Tartaglia. You have like Tartaglia and Yoimiya as like sub DPSing each other. So you have Tartaglia, you go in, you use this kit, you make it go on cooldown, and you switch to Yoimiya, or Yoimiya, god, sorry. You switch to Yoimiya, and you pop your first ability, you get that going, that lasts 10 seconds, so even if you have the max cooldown, that cuts it down from what is it? It cuts it down from 45 to 35 seconds, but then you can also just switch back to Tartaglia and just do some basic attacks, you know, and because of Tartaglia's foul legacy and all that, where is it? Because of his foul legacy Raging Tides, he already applied wetness to all the enemies because that's just what he does. He applies wetness like crazy to everyone, and you can switch over. So whenever you apply wetness to everyone, I'm getting off track. You apply wetness to everyone with him, switch over to Yoimiya, you pop your E, you get all your elemental reactions going on, you're fucking demolishing the bussy everywhere. Then whenever you run out with that, you can switch back to Tartaglia. Maybe he might have his cooldown still going, and if that's the case, you can run somebody else as to just battery up the other two people, because Tartaglia has a hard-hitting ult. It's just that when it just takes a while to charge up. So you can run somebody like a Sucrose or like a Xingqui, whatever, to battery up Tartaglia, and all you need for Yoimiya is 15 energy, so you battering Tartaglia will also get Yoimiya up there. And this just seems like maybe not the best comp, but a fun comp. Now, like, I was talking through it and I was thinking about it like yeah, this is 10 seconds long, but if you maxed out this duration, which you shouldn't, normally you're aiming for like a 25 second timer with your foul legacy being down. But even if you max out the timer for this, that's only 35 seconds that's 35 seconds you have to wait, so that's still a long time. So it's maybe not the best combo, but it just made me think, like, this person's based off of her E. This person's based off of the E. I ship them. They do good together. So maybe if someone has both of those, try that out and let me know in the comments, because before she came out, I was thinking like, man, Tartaglia is going to be disgusting, and then I played it and I read the abilities and, you know, watched a bunch of videos, and it's like, man, maybe not. Maybe not. The main thought that I had was that he has that passive that applies the swirl effect to them, or whatever it's called. He applies the Riptide effect to them. So you'd have Riptide, and then you have Yoimiya's ultimate on them, and you'd be able to, oh yeah, that's it. You'd be able to chain that like all the time. Like you can get Tartaglia on. You can just use Tartaglia for his bow ult, which just gives everyone Riptide, and then you can pop Yoimiya that applies the fire thing to him, and then you can switch to Tartaglia and have like your constant like applying like the elemental reaction, because you have Yoimiya's little fire thing on it. But like I was saying, if anyone has these two, please try it out for me and let me know if it's actually good. It won't leave my mind. It won't leave my mind. You can also run a Diona, you know, if you wanted to. You can be big balls and run Rosaria Diona and a fire like a Xinyan as a secondary, and you can get like a bonus. You can get the bonus crit chance from Rosaria, then you have the bonus crit chance by having somebody affected by cryo, since you have 2 cryo users, so you have like a shit ton of crit chance. Then you also have the damage bonus going on that as well, you know. Just stacking that shit up. Anyway, I feel like I've made this video a little too long, but that was just my thoughts on who I thought would be really good pairing to go with her, especially with that artifact set that seems a little busted on her, but it also has the downfall of having to wait such like 10 seconds, such a long time in order to actually get effect from it. Whenever you have someone like D-Luke, where you do this, and you basic between them, then you have your ultimate, you pop your ult, then your E's back up and you do it all over again. Or just Kazuha, you can do that and kill everyone. Like, she's not insane, but I feel like she's fun. I'm just more interested in who's coming next. I'm sure y'all already know who's coming next as well, though. But anyway, that's my thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe. Johnny!